Right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm sorry. There's a bit of a jump. I ran out of memory when I was recording, and so we had a bit of a problem. I met up with the Ashabars and took... their water was poisoned. And so they had sent... Talia had sent us... traveled with us to go find an antidote, the ingredients for an antidote, per her father's request, who was dying from the poison. We came back to get the poison, and he said, well, this is not an antidote for the poison. In fact, it's to be for us to go through a ritual for us to become an Ashabar, which basically the Ashabar are the ones that are, it's the line of defense against these zombies, the Ratu. And we drank the potion, and now we're at the start of this vision that we're having that's going to tell us what it means to be an Ashabar. And so we were sent back into the past, I'm going to assume.
Samir, my brother. Finally you stir. Did you drink too deeply from the starry well last night? This is unlike you. Quickly, pull yourself together. We can afford no idle time today.
I'm awake. What's going on?
Morwa's mercy. Maybe you took a head bump too. Did you forget about the battle? The regatta will drive these evil elves from our lands for good. I am to fight at your side today, brother. Tell me you still feel up to it.
Of course, I'm always ready for a battle.
Now there is the Samir I know. Sometime you will have to tell me what has befallen on this last night. A story of wildness, I am sure. Come now, though. Our father prepares to address the regatta. He is expecting us.
Then let us not keep him waiting.
Regatta, you all know that the elves are outside our walls. These infidels call us barbarians. They would drive us from this land, but what the elves do not know is that Rutger himself guided us to these shores. He decreed that the Alakir would be our home. Today, the infidels will see the strength of the Shahai. Ansi will guide our blades. Today, the sands will run red with elven blood. You look strong, Samir. My heart is proud. I believe this will be a day of destiny for you and your brother. If we wish to remain here, we must cleanse the land of these elves' taint.
I'm sure we'll be victorious.
Yes, and much of the glory for this victory will go to you and your brother. I send you forth as my champions to slice through the elves' ranks and find their leader. You will cut off the snake's head, and then the body will wither and die.
You want us to go ahead of the soldiers?
Yes, it is a great honor and a great responsibility. But you have proven your valor time and again, Samir. I know you will succeed and clear the way for our people's future. Go now, and go with the gods, my son. You have my blessing.
I will go and fight today in your honor, Father.
I know you will be victorious, my son. May Ansi guide your blade.
Give me a moment, Samir. I must make my offering to Ansi. Come to my tent when you are ready to enter the battle. Our deeds today will be remembered for generations to come, brother. Lead on.
Where am I going? No one's gonna find it weird that it's an Arcanist spells. But it should be, absolutely, melee combat. I would have believed it better if the game made me fight a different combat style. Because Arcanists weren't a thing for these people, so I'm sure they're very, like, it's a bit immersion breaking, I guess. Or who knows, I may be doing spells, but to him, I'm doing melee.
Hostilities ended. Now, to relax.
Oh, these are the ruins that we're walking through. Hey, these are the city ruins. You saw these. We were walking through them.
Made and sealed.
You people are certainly eager to die.
Take me.
You've already lost. While you charged me, we went behind and killed your king. Ha!
Must have gone through the crypt. Quickly, we must stop them. I smell death in here, Samir. Gods, look at the walking bones. Do these elves have no shame?
Now, do you think she was lying, or do you think she was telling the truth that they went in and killed the king?
Ah, time for tea then.
Vander, read the room.
You are too late, Samir. Your father is dead. Even worse, some elven necromancer. He turned your father into an abomination.
What do you mean?
The necromancer slew your father and then reanimated his corpse. It is the most terrible thing I have ever seen. He is lost. There is nothing to be done for it.
Well, I can't just abandon him. I have to do something.
Samir, you must not go in there. You would have to strike down your own father. As darkly as these events have transpired, our laws remain sacred. Your father is honored dead. Harm his remains, and you dishonor yourself.
So you would just have us flee?
Yes, there is no other choice to be made. I know your father would not want us to abandon our new home here, but he could not have foreseen this. He would not have us break the sacred law. You must not even consider such a thing.
I would have to think about it.
We should discuss this, Samir. Come with me. Fate has dealt us a cruel hand, my brother. I agree with you. Father would not want us to flee our home. But do we dishonor ourselves? To kill him would mean exile, but I am willing to do this if you command.
Why would I command you to do this?
Because it is clear that one of us must make this sacrifice. You are in line to become king now. If you strike our father, you would be throwing all of this away. For me, there is not as much at stake. Just speak the command and I will go, brother.
Your sacrifice will be remembered, brother. Do what you must.
Thank you. In some ways, this is an honor for me. Let us just hope that all that sparring we did in the courtyard has prepared me for this. If so, I will return momentarily. If not, then this is goodbye.
You'll be fine. I'll wait here. There sounds a battle, for sure.
The deed is done, Samir. Whatever that thing was, it was not our father. I know that in my heart. We must respect the law, though. I struck down our father. I desecrated his remains. I must be exiled.
There must be some other way.
No. Enough tragedy has befallen our kingdom today. I would not disrespect our sacred laws. To attempt to avoid my fate would mean the sacrifice I have made was in vain. You must let me go, brother.
You were truly noble. I'm sorry you must be exiled. So is that how we start our... how the new, Ashabars are started?
Welcome back. You were gone for longer than I expected. I trust you walked beside Prince Hakmir of Yath and experienced the events that led to his exile?
Yes, he was the first Ashabah.
He was. Hakmir went on to start a family and a tribe in exile. They wandered the desert as nomads and became known as the Ashaba. Samir became king and ruled peacefully until years later, when he again faced the threat of necromancers and undead.
What happened?
The colony from Yath would have fallen, but Hakmir led his tribe against the necromancers and their army of risen dead. The Ashaba accepted the dishonor of fighting the dead to save the kingdom. So it has been ever since.
I understand.
You have now witnessed the first sacrifice, and you know that true honor need not be named. You are one of us. You are Ashaba. We will recognize you as our sister, and together, we will uphold the sacred duty of our tribe.
Then my initiation is complete?
Yes. The words have been spoken. Normally, my father would conduct a small ceremony and speak the words, but his spirit moved on while you were unconscious. His last request was that you and I would destroy the Withered Hand. There is little we can do to help our fellow Ashaba here now. So we should do as my father wished. We should dedicate ourselves to destroying the Withered Hand. They killed my father. I will enjoy the opportunity to even the score.
Where do we start?
There is a place to the northeast, a sacred place called Tuatha's Throne. It is a place of quiet and of honor. Many, many heroes have been laid to rest there. I worry what would happen if the Withered Hand were to go there.
All right, well, let's go to Tuatha's Throne then.
I must see to the consecration of my father's remains. It would be disrespectful to do otherwise. Go on to Tuatha's Throne. Look for an Ashaba named Ramati. I know these sands well. I will catch up with you soon enough.
All right, then I will go ahead. Welcome back. We're continuing on where I left you guys the last episode. Going this way.
Stay back, Wanderer. You are welcome to our camp, but our chief is not entertaining guests. Like so many of our warriors, he has been poisoned. Only his daughter may disturb his rest.
Well, aren't you a little late, Mazra?
The king has waited too long. So many warriors have died, and Marima holds on to life by a thread. We will answer the king's call to the best of our ability, but I fear we can do very little. You should speak to Talia if you haven't already.
Yeah, thanks. You, sir, were a bit... That was a little off. Alright, I forgive you, though. Okay. We're supposed to go over there, but instead of going over that way, I think we are going to continue really quick down this way and wrap up these quests. Oh no, I just saw it's Lady Clarissa Laurent and it's Stibbins! Stibbins!
Someday you'll make something surprising with that.
Oh, Lamai. When will I learn not to... Oh, such a relief to see a familiar face in this ghastly desert. Particularly today. You helped me get the crown of Anton. Would you consider assisting in my archaeological efforts again? I've encountered something of a setback here.
What kind of setback are we talking about?
Well, I discovered this fabulous portal in the Ayleid ruins. I sent my assistant through, and it was a mistake. The portal apparently leads to somewhere in the Grotwood, and basically he returned with the Aldmeri army at his heels.
Aldmeri forces came through the portal?
Yes, and unfortunately it seems they're now planning a full-scale invasion. Establishing a base, building siege weapons. We need to close the portal, quickly. I discovered an old tome that explains how, if I can find it again. Will you help me?
Yes, I'll help you.
You're a true hero, and I mean that. My camp is beside the ruins. That's where I left the book. Get the book, use it to activate the large pillars in the ruins. Then meet me inside the west door to the lower ruins. The portal's down there.
So how have you been doing?
How kind of you to ask. Let's see. I was in Hrothgar for a while, but Orcish history is such a bore, so I left there and visited some Dwemer ruins in Morrowind. Then I wound up coming here. Stibbins has remained with me, of course, regrettably.
Where's Stibbins now?
Who knows? Who cares? The blathering fool created such a mess here. He's become a liability, especially since the Tomb of Kings. I have a new man assisting me now. He's much more efficient. Not as efficient as you, but you're not for hire.
Alright, Lady Stibbins is a very nice guy. He's a mess, but he's a very nice guy. You should be nicer to him.
Quality material.
I find it interesting
makes for
that
quality goods.
she talked about the crown, but we just saw her in the previous map, which we had to do in order to continue to hear. And she doesn't acknowledge that or the fact that we turned her dude into a, what did we turn him into? A goblin. I feel kind of bad about this. Our first dominion was the Aldmeri, so we're a bit traitorous. The Salus-En Expedition. It is strange that the elven ruins known as Salus-En on the Hammerfell coast of Cape Shura have never been properly explored or studied. This is most likely due to the superstitious locals' exaggerated reverence for burial grounds of the dead, even those of other cultures. I wouldn't go so far as to accuse the Alakar Redguards of timidity, but really having to bring all of my own people over the bay from High Rock is a bit much. And this was written by Lady Clarisse Laurent. In any event, now that we are on our way, we shall do the job right. The known facts about Salus-En are few, but they are fascinating, as it has been inhabited over the last 3 eras by a series of cultures. On top, which makes it most recent, of course, are Redguard relics dating from the first era occupation of Salus-En by crowns of the late Ragada. Colonists from the island of Yoth and Los Yakuta, those Redguards seem to have displaced the elves who previously occupied the site. It appears these descendants of Yath occupied Salus-En until abandoning it in the middle 23rd century, which coincides with the ravages of the Thracian plague. The elves of the Yath Redguards displaced were, according to tradition, relatively recent Altmiri colonists of the Corolana clan, who were said to be Daedra worshippers. This would account for their immigration from Somerset to the Astor shores of Hammerfell. They seem to have arrived sometime in the 6th century, 1E, inhabiting and expanding on structures originally built by the Iliads. Bosmeri relics are intermixed here with the classic High period Altmiri, suggesting that either the Corolana participated in the wood elf coastal trade than in its historic height, or that Salus-En was used as a stopover by Bosmeri merchants before the Corolana arrived. Below these high elf additions, and indeed still standing with less wear on them than any of the structures built afterward, are the original Iliad stoneworks jutting proudly toward the heavens despite the passage of a millennia. The Iliad elves who built Salus-En were virtually unknown to history, and it is primarily to reveal their story that I've organized this expedition. With the assistance of my experienced and hand-picked team of excavators, I have every confidence that we can persuade the stones of Salus-En to reveal their secrets to us.
Good find, cohort.
Mm-hmm. Is there a quest over this way? At least not right now. Okay, can't do that. Looks like we're going this way. Stibbins! Stibbins. Hi, Stibbins.
Oh, hello there. I remember you, from that tomb in Glenumbra. My memory is so foggy, but I remember your face. You won't believe this, but Lady Laurent has fired me. Now I don't know what to do.
Why did she fire you?
Because it's all my fault. The Aldmeri. Lady Laurent sent me through the portal to investigate. When the elves saw me, I ran and led them to the portal. So now she hates me. Please, I beg you, will you help me get back in her good graces?
Sure. What do you need me to do?
Praise you, praise you. I'm trying to gather all her things, but her tools are scattered out in the ruins, and those are her most important possessions. If you'll get the tools for me, I just know she'll forgive me. I just know it.
All right, I'll get the tools.
There's one more thing you should know. Lady Laurent hired this thuggish Tamian fellow. I believe she already asked him to recover her tools. You should speak to him up on the ramparts and tell him we have it taken care of.
Why not just let Tamian get the tools?
Because he's a brute, and I need to be the one to give her the tools. If I can't make her forgive me, she'll just leave me here, and then what will I do? This is my only chance.
Did something happen after the Tomb of Kings?
No, that expedition was quite a success. And I was the one who found you. There's simply no explanation for why she's treating me this way.
What's that, continuity? We're having continuity issues. Activate the 4 pillars. Continuity issues is quite annoying. Looks like we're going this way. So, Laurent is known for doing expeditions and discovering different things, but the problem with her, the biggest problem, is that she thinks she's an expert and she just kind of blindly goes in, or she sends her lackeys in to do all the work and then takes the credit. So she's really not my favorite person. About that. And Stibbins is a hot mess. He was actually a lot of fun during Cold Harbor. We had to rescue him a few times. And that was a lot of fun. Oh, I'm doing it. For a second, it didn't look like I was. There's a book over here. There's a book over here. Is it underground? It might be underground. But we'll check around the base. Nothing there. Oh, I bet it's being late in telling and updating. The mini-map to the left is an add-on. It's not a part of the vanilla game. And one of its biggest flaws is that it's late to update whenever you discover something. Or something on the map changes. But so far, it's been the best mini-map that I can figure out compared to the other ones. I've tried them all, and so far it's been the best.
I am a scholar, damn it!
What am I trying to do? I don't even know what I'm trying to do. Other than just happily killing things. Where are you, my dude?
Mora's twitching tentacles. I'm glad that's done.
How do we get up there? No! Dude, how'd you get up there? Oh.
Move now!
I need aid!
I'm taking notes on your progress, just so you're aware. Galvanizing.
Thanks, Xander. Thanks. Okay, how do I get up there?
Perhaps a tactical approach.
Oh, there we go.
Well, well, well. If it isn't my old friend from Crosswich. Let me guess. Lady Laurent has you helping clean up this mess she made. Or is it Stibbons, the bootless coward? He's hoping Lady Laurent will forgive him.
It's good to see you again. How's the mercenary business been?
It could be worse. Lady Laurent pays well, and she's got a pretty ambitious travel schedule. So I'm getting to see places I'd never dreamed of. Can't say this desert's one of the highlights, though.
Stibbons asked me to recover her tools.
Did he? I'm surprised he could get that out through the whimpering and whining. Lady Laurent already has someone to recover her tools. And you would recover them and give Stibbons the credit?
So does that mean you're gathering the tools?
Just following orders. Even before this, Stibbons couldn't keep up, so Lady Laurent hired me. I was just getting a bird's eye view before getting to work. Say, though, if you were going to save Stibbons the trouble, why not help me instead?
Why would I do that?
Well, for one thing, I'm better looking. For another, I'm actually getting paid. Stibbons was always just a glorified slave. Help me get the tools and I'll cut you in.
I have to think about it.
Don't think too long. I'll go down there and get the tools myself if I have to. They're in backpacks, by the way. I bet Stibbons didn't even tell you that.
Yay. Oh.
Don't think too long. I was wondering if you were going to ask that. Yeah, I snatched up a few tool bags earlier. But there's no reason for me to give them to you, is there?
To be honest, if I was to play it as immersion, I'd rather not help Stibbons because I'd rather he remain fired. He can find someone else who appreciates him. Though, we know story-wise that since he's with her in Cold Harbor, that she keeps his employment. Spoilers.
Any more? I need some tea. If we behold merry dominion!
But you know what's kind of funny is every time we have met Stibbons, we are always put into the position of him being treated worse. We could have trapped him with that crown. We could have... Well, we did. We turned him into a goblin. And now he gets fired. Alright, alright. I'm gonna give it to what's-his-face up here. I don't hate Stibbons. I just want him to remain fired. don't know. I'm torn. Do I? Do I not? Nope, sticking with my original thought. Because I'm also trying to change up my play style as far as how I played previously. And previously, I would have absolutely given it to Stibbons. So. Don't you do it, girlfriend. Don't you do it.
I watched you rummaging around out there in the ruins. If you had been in trouble, I would have had your back. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing you've gathered all the tools by now?
Yes, I have the tools right here.
All right. It's time to get paid then. Give me the tools and I'll go ahead and give you half of what Lady Laurent promised. I think that's being pretty generous of me.
I don't know about that, but here you go.
Here's half, along with my gratitude, which can be quite valuable in certain circles. I hope we cross paths again. Next time, I'll be the one doing you a good turn. You can count on it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor craven Stibbons. The truth is, I almost feel for him. Almost.
Yeah, me too. He's so in love with Lady Laurent, and she does not see him in any positive light.
Another chance at perfection.
What are you doing? Why are you so out of breath? I mean, I'm about to take away your breath, but your ability to breathe.
You're interrupting scholarship.
I just realized, is he talking to me or is he talking to them? Enter the lower ruin.
You certainly made short work of those elves. There seem to be few odd skeletons down here. No problem for you, I'm sure. Now, I assume you found the old tome in my camp?
Yes, here's the book.
Thank you very much. Fortunately, I can translate the ancient Iliad, and that should tell us how to close the portal.
Where's the portal?
It's through this door right behind me. The problem is that it's locked, but it appears that it's controlled by a switch deeper in the ruins. Would you be a dear and find the switch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if only I could have someone like you around full time. If you'll get the switch, that will give me time to study up whatever words I need to speak to close the portal. Once you get it opened, I'll just go on in, so meet me in the portal room.
Mm-hmm. You are such a manipulator.
How invigorating.
Cages are a bit disturbing.
To Apocrypha with you.
It's a chest there, but we can't interact with it, so I guess we'll move on. I'm pretty sure this makes me a monster. They were just praying. I'm pretty sure he pillaged. That player pillaged. Oh, this one. Okay. The lover, charge of thief, represents the second year called Sun's Dawn. We're gonna have puzzles. Puzzles. Okay. I need a pen. Okay. Lord. Third year. First. Lead. Are you gonna come to life? I feel like you're gonna come to life. Mage, 4th season. Kane's hand. Shadow. 5th. 2nd. And Ravalox.
Before you speak, stranger, know this. For centuries a spell has bound me. Many have tried to free me and failed. This prison has no lock or bonds to break.
I can try to free you.
Did you hear me? This is no common spell. It was cast by Ultimate wizards long since dead. This is a true curse. The task is beyond you. Of course, a fool would still try. Do as you wish. I won't harbor faint hope.
I'll see that to it that you're freed.
For centuries, amateurs like yourself have tried to release me. Fools, all of you. You'd have a better chance of becoming the next emperor.
How'd you end up in here?
It pains me to speak of the past. Would you force me to relive such bitter memories?
Please, can you tell me what happened?
Ha! Please! There's a word I remember well. Please, she said to me. No one will know, she promised. She was wrong.
Who was she?
Nuralanya, she was called in her high elven tongue. She was just Nura when we were together. I could deny her nothing. I was enthralled, a slave madly in love with his master.
So what happened?
Our secret was eventually exposed, and the elves were furious. Our love was an abomination in their eyes. They decided execution was too kind a punishment for our crime.
They imprisoned you here?
Aye, I was here, and she was there. To see one another, but not able to hear, or touch, or hold. Yet even that torment was insufficient for their retribution. The elves wove a spell to extend my life and prolong my torment.
What do you mean?
Elves live a long time, but not forever. I sat and watched as Nura slowly grew old and died. Sometime after that, the Regatta came and slaughtered the other elves. But even with them dead, the spell held strong.
Why are there so many dead down here?
It was the Regatta, the warrior wave. The warriors sought vengeance. The swords of Yakuta passed through these halls, and the High Elves were washed away.
You survived?
They would have killed me, were it not for this spell. Instead, I watched, safely ensconced within this prison, as my captors were slaughtered.
I would think you would sit.
Many centuries passed before I learned who the warriors were, or from whence they came.
I would think he would sit a different way. That's gotta be really hard on the knees. What did you learn?
A foreign people had arrived on these shores. They came from a distant land. Yakuta, it was called. Yakutan warriors set out to conquer the new world they found. Singers named them the Regatta.
Do you have any idea how the spell works?
If I knew, don't you think I would have escaped by now? All I know is the tiles must be used in the right order, and the order was determined by time, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's actually not that difficult, if I'm being honest. Okay, so Steed is the 6th season. Mid-year. And the Apprentice. The 8th. Oh my gosh, there's a lot going on here. Lady the 9th. Okay. The 10th, the Tower. Charge of the Thief. The 10th season. The 11th. How many flippin' stones are there? 12th season. Alright, do I step on these? So, based on what we know, this has got to be the first one. Okay, that's the first one. Tile of the Apprentice. Depress the tile. Okay, the Lover was the second. The Lord.
I didn't expect that to work.
Okay. And then the Mage, which I don't remember where it was. Oh, this one. The Shadow. Steed.
How are you doing that?
It's really easy. The walls told you. Alright, the Steed, the Apprentice. Alright, the Warrior. The Lady.
You may be onto something.
The tower. Nope. The Tower. The Atronach. And then the Thief. Feeling no better?
By the bloody fangs of Moloch. By the stench of Moloch's gaping maw. What have you done? How can this be? I'm free?
Yeah, you're free to leave this place.
I should thank you. But I don't even think this is what I wanted. It's been so long since my life was my own. This is all I know. I don't want to leave.
The orc I know and love would never utter such words.
Nura? Is it really you? It's been so long.
We've suffered enough of this curse. By the grace of Mara, I've been allowed to take you beyond this mortal realm.
Finally, a release from the suffering of this world.
Come, my love. We have the rest of eternity to be together.
Oh, okay. Not even a goodbye. He's like, I'm out. Where was she sitting that he saw her age and die? I don't know. I felt like she was sitting right across, but I don't see it. Hey, you guys are completely okay with me doing that? That goes.
That was intellectually stimulating.
Where do you want me to go? Oh, we're heading back out. All right.
We have an accord.
Arrogant elves. They have so much faith in that seal they put on the main door, they don't even have anyone guarding the portal. I'm not complaining, though. Are you ready to do this?
Let's do this.
All right. You're going to have to protect me, though. The chamber may be clear now, but as soon as I start the ritual, they'll realize it on the other side. They might try to charge through and stop us.
I'll take them as they come.
All right, let's get this started. Woohoo! Take that, you damned elves! Oh, wait, I just lost my place.
You are a fraud, my lady.
Alusaba. Takio? Takio. Taco? How do you pronounce this?
Fraud. I'm telling you, she's a fraud. I don't know how she got as far as
I think I've got it. Mala Alu Takeo. Well, that takes care of that now, doesn't it? I'm actually quite relieved. It would have been so embarrassing to have been responsible for the fall of Alakir. After I opened the portal, I considered just leaving and denying that I was ever here.
Well, I'm glad you stayed to close it.
I am too. Now. If you would, though, I still would prefer to keep this quiet. I do have a reputation to uphold, you know.
I know. I'm well aware.
I'm taking notes on your progress, just so you're aware. Galvanizing.
Alright, I gotta go find Stibbins. I actually don't remember where Stibbins was. I think he... Oh, damn it. Stibbins? Are you mad? He wouldn't be mad. He'd just be heartbroken, to be honest. Stibbins.
I can't believe it. You gave the tools to Tamian? How could you? Now I'll never get back to Lady Laurent's good graces. I still can't understand. How can she just drop me after so many years' service?
You're not done with her, Stibbins, I promise. Might feel like it. But we know.